Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be reading a couple of interest stories, including one about an entitled sister-in-law who gets pregnant while she can barely care for herself and gets pissed at original poster for telling her how she would end up. Am I the idiot for calling every morning? My son is a 20-month-old toddler. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. I work 6 days a week and I'm usually gone for 12 hours a day. I always check in on my son remotely via our nursery cam app and he's always awake in the mornings around 8 o'clock. He has a great sleep routine. Our wind down time starts at the same time every evening. We clean up toys and read a book. When I lay him down he's still awake. He falls asleep on his own and sleeps all night for at least 12 hours. It's usually after 9 o'clock before I have a chance to check the camera. This morning when I checked it was 9:12 and some mornings are closer to 10 o'clock. Every time I look though, he's awake in the dark and standing in his crib just waiting. When I see this, I immediately turn on the brightest night light the camera has and speak to him through the camera app. I always tell him good morning and that I love him and he usually laughs and says, "Dada." Then I leave the app and call my wife to wake her up. I usually have to call 3 to 4 times and when she finally answers, it's obvious that she just woke up and only because I called. I tell her that our son is awake waiting for her and that she needs to get up to start their day. This morning while on the phone, I asked her if she was going to get him after using the bathroom and she said no, she was going to the kitchen to prepare their breakfast and then she'd get him. I asked her to get him after the bathroom so he could go to the kitchen with her and she flipped out. She told me it pisses her off that I call every morning to tell her how to be a mom and that she has a routine. I retorted with, "Well, your routine sucks because he's been awake for an hour and you'd still be asleep if I hadn't called. It just bothers me that he has to wait so long. He needs a diaper change, he's probably thirsty, hungry, and just wants to play. Am I wrong though? Do I need to stop? Please be completely honest with your answers. Thanks." The top replies, "You are the idiot. I cannot imagine being a micromanaged mom like that, remotely. Wow, is your son crying? No? Then he's fine. If he's uncomfortable, he will call for his mom." Second reply, "Lol, if a toddler is hungry or in distress, no matter what, they cry. It would take years to condition them to not cry. It's literally a built-in instinct." Third reply, "This is actually incorrect. If the toddler is used to being neglected, they develop insecure attachment, meaning they won't cry out when they need attention because they have been conditioned to understand that their caregiver is unable to meet their needs.
Infants learn this quite young.
Also, if the kid went to bed at 8, he probably ate at 6, meaning that by the time mom wakes up at 10, he would have gone 16 hours no bottle, no food, and in the same diaper. That's insanely negligent. If she wakes up at 10 and doesn't get him until after she makes breakfast, uses the bathroom, establishes herself, give or take an hour, that's 17 hours since he last ate. You cannot justify that level of negligence. Edit to add. Not the idiot." Fourth reply, "Nah, you don't leave a kid who's wet, hungry, and thirsty in his crib for an hour or more so it suits your wants. Coming from a mom of 2 and career nanny, you just don't do that. Children won't cry if they know no one is going to come and get them, which this child would have definitely learned by 20 months. Original poster is not the idiot." Fifth reply, "As a stay-at-home mom, mom is the idiot. After sleeping 12 hours, don't you want a drink? To go to the bathroom?" The second story, "Am I the idiot for purposely shutting a woman and her kids out of the elevator? I, 20SF, was on my way to a specialist's drive appointment in a complex that has many different offices for different branches of medicine, including family practices in a large clinic. I got into an elevator to take me to the right floor, and I was all alone. Then I heard an angry woman and several shrill voices, all arguing, and a woman with a gaggle of children rounded a corner. 4 children, the oldest probably no older than 10. One was loudly crying, 2 were screaming and arguing. The mom said something like, 'Everyone shut up. We can look in the elevator.' Then she looked up, locked eyes with me and shouted down the hall, 'Please hold it.' I didn't want to hold it. It was a small elevator and I didn't want to be crammed into it with 5 other people, most of which were screaming or bawling. And as they got closer, I saw that some of the kids looked obviously sick. So I started pressing the door close button over and over. She saw me doing this and yelled for me to stop and started jogging down the hall, but the doors closed before they made it. I went to my appointment feeling a bit bad, but relieved. We're in a pandemic. On my way back out to my car, the woman and I saw each other in the parking lot. She screamed at me that I was a effing bitch for making her life harder than it already is, said I'm a selfish cunt, flipped me off, got in her van and tore out. I know taking care of 4 kids alone is hard, but I feel like that was pretty over the top, especially because of COVID, but I can't help but feel sort of guilty. The top replies, not the idiot. If she has to run for the elevator, and then she would have to wait for the kids to catch up, then she can just wait for the next elevator. Also, who wants to be in a small elevator with sick kids? Meh. Survival of the fittest, lol. I personally would probably have held the door, let them in and then taken the stairs. The original poster replies, that's not quite accurate. She started sort of jogging while urging the children to hurry as well. They probably would have made it with a couple seconds to spare if I hadn't closed the doors. The second reply, if it makes you feel any better, the close door buttons on elevators don't do anything. They are a placebo in most cases. Regardless, not the idiot. It is 100% understandable to not want to share an elevator with sick children, regardless of your medical conditions. This is a good way to get sick, which just isn't worth the extra few seconds they had to wait for an elevator, no matter how you look at it. Honestly, I think you made the responsible decision. The third reply, not the idiot. I'm all for being nice to strangers, but I don't think anyone would have wanted to be in an elevator with that group. If the kids weren't screaming/crying on top of being sick, I would have sucked it up and dealt with my anxiety and held the elevator open for them, but in these circumstances I would have done the same thing you did. The mom's world didn't end just because they had to wait an extra minute or two for the elevator. She's an idiot for acting like a child by screaming and cursing at you in the parking lot after. The fourth reply, not the idiot. It could have been handled more graciously, but I can't blame original poster for not wanting to be trapped in a steel box with several sick, likely contagious children. And all it meant was that the mom had to wait for the next elevator. It's not like if they would all have to take the stairs if they didn't get on the one with original poster. The third story. Am I the idiot for not congratulating my sister-in-law on her planned pregnancy and telling her she's making a mistake instead? My brother works as a car rental agent and his salary is not livable at all. His wife is a stay-at-home mom for their 4-year-old, so he's the sole provider and he's been receiving a fixed sum from both my mom and other sister to keep things afloat. I also helped a few times when I could. Some time ago, my sister-in-law told me she wanted another child because she didn't want their son to be an only child and asked me what I think. I advised her against it and told her to either wait till my brother gets promoted or till she gets a job. I told her it would be realistically impossible to provide for another child when you're barely coasting by and that she was still young, 27-year-old. I also told my brother the same thing. About 3 weeks ago, my brother calls me all happy and tells me his wife is pregnant. I told him great, I wish you good luck and soon hang up. I never called sister-in-law to congratulate her nor went over to their place for the baby shower, told them I was busy. Yesterday, we had dinner at our parents' house and I inevitably met my sister-in-law. She told me I'm pregnant with an excited tone. I told her yeah I know, that's great I wish you good luck. She then said so, that's it? I asked her what she meant and she said aren't you happy for us? I told her my feelings are irrelevant here and their decision is up to them. She told me of course they matter and begged me to please honestly tell her what I think. So I told her I frankly think you're making a mistake and this innocent child is going to suffer the consequences of your selfishness. You are not ready to care for another little life when you can't even pay your bills. How long do you think my mom and sister are gonna support you? She interrupted me and said what the hell, that's none of your effing business. I only asked you out of politeness but you really didn't hold back at all. I told her you're the one who told me to be honest. She said that I told you to be honest with me not be a douche. She then called me an idiot and went off to complain to my brother. I didn't want to entangle with them and grabbed my purse and left. Sometime later, my mom calls me fuming and tells me I had no right to make any comment whatsoever. She said I should have congratulated them properly and left it at that. That even if she was the one who asked for my opinion, I should have known better than to hurt her with those words. I think my words might have been pretty hurtful and I went too far. Am I the idiot? The top replies. This might be unpopular later, but not the idiot. Maybe you should have been kinder or phrased it better. I don't know because I don't know what you said, but she shouldn't be sheltered from the truth when she literally asked for it. We can go through life expecting family to cater to our feelings, but then their advice and opinions really mean nothing. Who wants to surround themselves with yes men saying whatever they want to hear? Personally, I value my dad's opinion more than others because I know he will be honest and call me out. She asked for your opinion, got mad when you gave it. Full stop. You're not the idiot. The second reply, not only asked, but had previously heard original poster's opinion/advice, then sought original poster out and pressed the issue as if to get validation for herself. What was she expecting here? Not the idiot. You would have been if you had mentioned it when you first got the call giving you the news, but you didn't until she cornered you and told you to be honest, so you were. The third reply.
She was expecting, "Oh, that's so great, and you know we'll all help however we can. Here, let me get my checkbook." She didn't want congratulations, she wanted assurances original poster would help foot the bill for her child like the rest of the family. Not the idiot she knew you opinion, you'd made it abundantly clear.
She pushed you because she was trying to back you into a corner to help them financially. I just don't understand this level of selfishness. I get that accidents happen, but why do people purposely have children knowing they don't have the financial means to support them? Part of being a parent is being an adult and putting the needs of your children ahead of your wants. She wanted another kid, she said, so her son wasn't an only child. Personally, I think it's cause son is getting to school age and she doesn't want to have to go back to work, but that's just me. But her child, her already existing child, needs a stable home and some level of financial security. Not the idiot. She pushed you for the truth she knew damn good and well. She's just looking to guilt someone else into supporting her family so she doesn't have to go back to work. And I'm not in any way saying being a som isn't work. It's one of the hardest, most thankless jobs there is, but trying as it can be, it's also a privilege. Fact of the matter is some families cannot afford to live on one source of income. The answer to that isn't to beg family members to foot the bill. The fourth story. Am I the idiot for saying I told you so after my girlfriend got banned from using LOT Airlines? My girlfriend is a cheapskate, she's like the female Mr. Krabs. One thing she does is will book flights with layovers when the layover is the final destination. For example, it could be cheaper to fly Warsaw-Madrid-Lisbon than just Warsaw to Madrid, so she'll book a Warsaw-Madrid-Lisbon flight when the final destination is Madrid and just miss the flight from Madrid to Lisbon. She did this like 4 times this year with LOT Airlines and I told her she needs to stop. She just says she's a more experienced traveler and I need to stop mansplaining her. She said that in jest, mocking her super feminist cousin, but she did get annoyed since I told her so many times she's going to have issues. I explained that some people get banned from airlines for doing this. Well, she flew Dusseldorf-Warsaw-Krakow and while in Warsaw she just got off and took the train to Krakow since there was a 10-hour layover and the train from Warsaw to Krakow is like 3 hours. She got an email saying she was permanently banned from using LOT Airlines. Not only did LOT ban her, but several airlines which are subsidiaries or closely tied with LOT also sent her ban notices. I told her she's a effing moron and that I'm so disappointed in her, and I effing told her and she needs to listen. I'm pissed since we booked a trip to go to see my parents through LOT. She now needs to find another airline and it'll cost us hundreds if not $1,000 extra. She says I need to shut up and stop criticizing her and that she's right most of the time and that LOT can't do this and she'll sue LOT. I told her she's sometimes a effing moron and needs to listen to me and grow the fork up. She cried when I said that and now I feel bad. The top replies. Everyone is the idiot, everybody sucks here. She should have known better. This is a common thing airlines know about, and the aggressive ones will take this kind of action to prevent being taken advantage of. The two of you are both terrible in how you deal with one another and attack with the personal insults. The second reply.
Also, the airlines suck here for doing this. It should not under any circumstances cost more to fly Warsaw-Madrid than Warsaw-Madrid-Lisbon.
Everyone is the idiot. She's wrong for obvious reasons and I get you're pissed, but calling her a effing moron is going about too far. You can have your "I told you so" moment, but you don't need to keep insulting. The fourth reply. Why are you with somebody you don't even like? The first words out of your mouth are an insult to her. I hate it when people think they're cheating the system. Yes, I know it's a flawed system. But why are you talking about your partner like that? If you don't respect somebody, you shouldn't be with them. It's a waste of both of your time. Everyone is the idiot. The fifth reply. Why are you with somebody you don't even like? The first words out of your mouth are an insult to her. I hate it when people think they're cheating the system. Yes, I know it's a flawed system. But why are you talking about your partner like that? If you don't respect somebody, you shouldn't be with them. It's a waste of both of your time. Everyone is the idiot. To me, it doesn't even make sense to want to have an "I told you so" moment with your partner. Like, if my partner does something that I told them was a bad idea and it comes back to bite them, why would I want to rub that in their face? They look at me expecting to be told, "I told you so," but instead I just look sheepish like, what am I gonna say? They are already facing the consequences of their actions and they know they messed up. I don't need or want to rub that in.